Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. I am plumbobd and today we're building a multi-generational family home. Now, how are you all? It's been a while for me since my last voiceover. Not for you, because you've been receiving videos anyway. As I was mentioning in my previous videos, I have been pre-recording because I have moved to Spain for the last semester of my master's degree. So I am very excited to be in Spain. I already love the place. It's been like a few days since I moved here. I already love the city, and for privacy reasons I'm not gonna say where I am, but just know I'm very happy to be here. This is a much bigger improvement since Germany. As you probably already know, I didn't like Germany at all, and I'm very happy to be here in Spain. But yeah, this means this voiceover is gonna be a little bit rusty for two main reasons. One, I haven't recorded a voiceover in like over a week probably now, so I have to get used to it again. And also I'm still figuring out my setup, like computer-wise and also sound-wise. For example, right now I'm recording in my bedroom, and my computer is sitting on my bedside table and also my phone. And of course I have people like taking showers, walking around the house. So I still have to figure out a way to record my videos properly with a proper audio. So please bear with me if the audio of this video is not super excellent, but I am trying my best. So yeah, this is a multi-generational house built in a mid-century style, which is part of my Oasis Springs rebuild series. As you probably know, we are almost at the end of the series. I've been mentioning a couple of times. I think we have like 4 or 5 lots left. And yeah, since we've all seen, probably, I think you all have seen the announcement of the new expansion pack that's coming out in March, which is The Sims 4 Growing Together. And that's all. It's a family-based pack. It's basically what we all wanted for a Generations type pack, which, in case you don't know, Generations is one of the expansion packs that came in The Sims 3. And it was one of the most loved ones because it added so many new activities for many different life stages. And I have to be honest, from what I've seen in the trailer, I'm very excited for the new contents coming out. I maybe wish we got a little bit more for elders, but I'm very excited for the children's gameplay, the toddlers gameplay, even infants. They are coming out also in March, I think a couple of days before the expansion pack comes out. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, so basically this inspired me to build this multi-generational family home. I already kinda had in mind to build a big family home for Oasis Springs, just because I wanted the world to feel a little bit more populated, and with a limited amount of lots to work with. And also I added some extra community lots. For example, the restaurant in the same neighborhood that you maybe will be seeing while I'm spinning around with the speed build. But yeah, having a limited number of lots, I wanted to have a big family, so your world would feel a little bit more populated. I haven't created the family for this house yet, but they are going to be 2 parents, so 2 adults with a couple of teens. One that's very into like being sustainable, having plants. You will see from the rooms what I mean. And also I will go over it again while we are building those rooms. And another one, which is I admit is a little bit shocking for my brand, is I built a room for a rebel teenager, like very gothic, very dark, very into music, which I have never done before, haven't I? Of course this is a joke. I constantly create teenagers that are rebels. I don't know why. There's no particular reason for it, but I just do it. And then I have a room for a double room for 2 children, so there are gonna be 4 children and for 2 adults, so a total of 6 sims. I initially wanted it to be 8 sims, but just for the way I built the house, I couldn't fit any more sims unless I built double bedrooms also for the teenagers, but I wanted to be a little more creative and not just use bunk beds. And the size of the lot is what it is as well. The only 2 lots I have left that are empty are both 30 by 20 lots. The only extra lot I had was the roomies household, and I wasn't really feeling like moving that household away in one of these 2 lots that I have left, so I just worked with what I had. And I also wanted a big garden for many activities. I think you will be seeing in a while I'm putting many activities in the backyard. I have like a pool, a kids pool, a swing set, a toddler slide, which now that I think about it doesn't make so much sense since we don't have a toddler in the house. But yeah, you know what, when your parents buy you playground equipment or things, you don't immediately get rid of them. Even Dr. Ashley said it in one of her speed builds, and I honestly agree. So even if that was an oopsie on my side, because I initially planned to have at least 1 toddler in the house, I think it makes sense. Maybe those were children's equipment, like that was something that the teenagers and the children had as they were toddlers, and then they just grew out of it and stopped playing with the slide, but the parents still kept it. So I think it makes a lot of sense. So yeah, I think now we are going over the backyard and you will see some items being placed. I tried to put as many activities as I could, because I know like family gameplay for simmers in general is very like activity based. Like they want their sims to be very different from one another and have many different hobbies, and therefore a house just then eventually turns to be a kind of a mess in terms of the items you have placed on the lot. So for example, you can see a basketball hoop I placed on the backyard, so for a more sporty sims. But then we have in the inside, I think we have also some musical instruments. We have a guitar and a keyboard, like the not a wall mounted keyboard, but like the one that came with CD Living, that's smaller than a piano. And I also put like a kids drawing table. I had a punching bag. I had a bunch of activities your sims can do in this house, so for sure they will never get bored. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this build. It's already on my gallery if you want to look for it. I think I called it like mid-century family home, or but you can also look for my gallery ID, which is the same as my YouTube handle, which is plumbobd. And you can just look for my creations, and in my catalog you will see it's one of the latest builds I built. Also, probably by the time this video goes up I won't have had time to build another house, so this will probably be the last build on my gallery, so it's very easy to find. Also, since I am in the mood for a self-promo time, also remember to follow me on my Instagram. There I am plumbobd with an underscore. Also on TikTok, there I am plumbobd, same as YouTube. And I think that's it with the self-promo. By the way, also I want to tell you, do follow me on my Instagram actually, because now that we are approaching the end of my Oasis Springs rebuild series, I created a poll on my stories, my Instagram stories, which by the time this video has come out, the poll will probably be already over. But we are voting on our next word to rebuild. I had given you 4 options. The first one was Newcrest, because it's like kind of a continuation graphically, because Newcrest is the 3rd word that you see in the main menu. And it's very empty, so it needs some renovation. But also some cons are that it's probably gonna impact performance, because having one empty word in your save file as opposed to having one full word in your save file does really impact performances, I believe. I'm not a developer, but I believe it does impact your performances. And also it's gonna be mainly community lots. I'm also thinking about having Newcrest as a separate series, like maybe once in a while, like I might create a community lot for Newcrest while also alongside my main series. But yeah, that's basically it for Newcrest. And then we have Magnolia Promenade, which is the first world that came with an expansion pack. Of course, it needs some much needed renovations because the shops in there absolutely suck. There's no other way around it. So I feel like it needs some renovation, also because it's one of the oldest packs, so it does need something. But also it's very small world, so it's gonna turn out to be a series of 4 parts, maybe 5 or 6 if I have a couple builds that are too big, and therefore I do the interior and exterior separately, as I did, for example, with my land grab mansion and also the Moroccan inspired mansion. But yeah, so that's Magnolia Promenade. And then the third option I gave you was Granite Falls, which is the first actual additional world that came in the game, because Auto Retreat is the first pack ever to be released for The Sims 4. It does need maybe some renovation, and it would be fun, just like a nice change of style, because we will be doing some more like log cabins, maybe one more modern cabin, and then we have some campsites. We have the natural park. I might add a community lot, just because a campsite, it will probably be just an Instagram post, just because the build itself is too small to turn into a speed build. It would be very, very short. But yeah, so that's it for Granite Falls. And then the fourth option I gave you is Tartosa, which is the world that came with my wedding stories. And that's the reason why I wanted to renovate that world, is that I am Italian and the Tartosa world is Italian inspired, so I feel like I would give a very nice contribution by renovating it. But also, like, the builds have been already created by some creators, which none of them are Italian to my knowledge. But when creators build lots, they are usually somewhat good, so it doesn't really need that much of a renovation. But for the moment, I think Magnolia Promenade is winning. But even with one vote, everything might change, because if Newcrest gets one extra vote compared to Magnolia Promenade, we're gonna have 2 worlds that are tying. So I'm gonna make another poll also on my Instagram, voting between the 2. I'm not sure how you say it in English, like the 2 that are tying at the moment. But yeah, so if you are seeing this video now when it comes out, or you're not following me on Instagram, or if you're seeing it in the future, this poll is already over, probably. Sorry, I booped my mic. And but yeah, so just follow me on Instagram, because if you're doing Magnolia Promenade, probably by the time I start the Magnolia Promenade series, we're gonna already vote for another world, because the Magnolia Promenade is just 4 lots, so it's gonna be a very, very short series, unless Newcrest wins, and then it's gonna be a little bit longer. But just, follow me anyway on Instagram. But I think we are I don't think we are actually on the interior part of the house. I hope you enjoyed the exterior. It's very, as you can probably tell by the title, it's very mid-century, which is a style that is included with the base game. Like, they already have some mid-century builds in Oasis Springs, and also like this very lot on which I am building right now used to be another mid-century house. So even from the map view, this shouldn't change too much for you. But the interior, I wanted it to be very, very colorful, kind of mismatched. Lots of yellow tones, but then we have like some dark woods, we have some random colors, we have a fun wallpaper in the entryway, and lots of activities. The house is kind of a little bit messy. I didn't want to go all out on the clutter because, as you probably know, I care about performance, especially for lower end PCs. First, because I started playing The Sims on a lower end PC, which might not seem like a lower end PC to many people, but it was a MacBook, and MacBooks, unless they have like the M1 or M2, not CPR or CPU, and they are not super fast or super useful for gameplay. Like, MacBooks are not built to be gaming laptops, and now I have a gaming laptop, but again, it's a laptop, it's not an actual computer, so I do have to care about performance, and I also want to care about performance when it comes to my builds, also because I know some people are downloading my builds on the gallery, and I want them to have a nice experience when playing with my builds. So I hope you appreciate what I'm doing with my builds, and yeah, that's basically the reason why I don't clutter or over clutter my builds too much. But yeah, so now we are building the room for the first child of the home, which is a teenager, which I'm probably gonna make like a female teenager, but everything might change by the time I create the family. This teenager in particular is very into sustainability. They want everything to be thrifted. They try to be as sustainable as possible. They also love plants, so they're probably very into gardening, and that's why they have that, not funky, like that nice floral leafy wallpaper from the Paranormal Stuff pack. And also I'm putting a lot of plants here and there. We also have some like boxes used as bedside tables. We are using candles, some fairy lights, even more mismatched furniture as opposed to the rest of the house, because I'm thinking maybe this girl thrifted everything, so when you thrift you don't necessarily pay attention to the style, just because you maybe, I don't know, in this case I'm seeing the desk and the chair that particularly don't match, and maybe, you know, the girl needed a chair, so she wanted to thrift one, and that was the only chair that could find, and she said, you know what, at least the wood swatches match. So that's what I'm going for. I am also changing the light on all of the build to be a more warm tone light, just because I feel like it seems to be more family friendly, more welcoming, more cozy, and usually the spotlights have a very neutral light. I want it to be slightly warmer instead. Now we are moving to the bedroom of the two children that are living here. Maybe they are twins, maybe they are not. I don't even think you can set twins in CAS, because I feel like when you go to CAS, you can only create brothers or sisters for specific Sims. So maybe in our head they are canonically twins, but in the game they probably won't be. But I don't even think the game recognizes it. And if you open my save file, if I ever decide to publish it, you will see the two children have the exact same age, so you can have them to be twins in your mind. It's fine. I don't know if I'm gonna make them two boys, two girls, or a boy and a girl. I don't think I'm gonna make them two girls. I want at least one of them to be a boy. But yeah, so these are the children. They have a pretty neutral bedroom, not in terms of colors, but in terms of like their personality. Just because they are children, they still have to figure out themselves, so probably the parents choose the furniture for them, so it's very functional, very neutral. We have some fun curtains that maybe they picked when they were younger, some toys here and there, but we don't necessarily have a lot of personality in the bedroom. Also, I put like a cardboard dollhouse that, I don't know, maybe the sister gave to them or she made it herself, trying to be sustainable. And we are now moving to the second floor, where I'm building there's the main bedroom, so the parents' bedroom, and also the rebel teen, which I think I'm gonna make a boy. And the rebel teen, as I already said, is very gothic, very dark and moody, so the room reflects that. The room is very dark and moody. I went for very dark colors, like dark wallpaper, lots of black furniture with some white accents, and I also put the guitar that you can get for free on the, I have no idea actually how you get it. It's like the Grim Reaper electronic guitar, which still I agree when the English singer says that she wishes the electric guitars made different sounds from the acoustic guitars, because even if you have a reskin of a guitar that's an electronic guitar, it's clearly an electronic guitar, or sorry, an electric one. You will see it in a few seconds. I'm placing it. It's clearly an electric guitar, but when your Sims actually play it, it has the same sound as an acoustic guitar. So that's a little bit unrealistic, and I wish they would change that. I also kind of wish the new expansion pack was introduced at least some new hobbies or new instruments, new musical instruments. But yeah, let me know what you think about the new expansion pack. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Is that what you were asking for all along? Let me know in the comments down below. I personally think it's gonna be a really good expansion pack, even though I am a little bit worried about the performance, because we were all excited for high school years, and then it turned out to be a mess. So that was a little bit disappointing. I really hope the performance on that pack is gonna be good. Of course, I'm gonna purchase it right away when it comes out, so we can take a look at the at the build and buy, but also create a sim, why not, of the pack. We're gonna review it together, we're gonna build with it, and we're gonna have fun with that pack. I am very excited also to start my gameplay again. I hope I will have some time to do it, because now I'm starting classes again with uni, etc. But yeah, so I think we are at the end of our speed build. Screenshots should now be coming up. Remember to follow me on my socials. Those will be linked down below in the description. Also remember to comment, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell if you enjoyed this video at any point. I will catch you all in my next speed build. Goodbye!